Seek out the best. 2 words to describe the activity.
The Yoruba Unity Forum is conducted.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news.
Women in Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news spreads. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV Primetime
Our
News.
24-hour news station.
Ahead 2015 general elections between the electorate and politicians is the focus of our discourse today on Cool Digest Tuesday. And I still have Otuba Olabode Sele right here with us in the studio. Did I say you're actually looking good this morning?
Thank you very much.
I mean, I would have thought that the older you go, the lesser your dress sense should be.
Oh, I see. I'm not too sure about that, but again, this is me.
It's all right. Some would say that politics is a dirty game. Some very religious people in this part of the world would say there is no way you can do politics without getting your clothes soiled. Other people will say politics is not bad. It's just that politicians have made it bad. But there are school of thoughts that are of the opinion that the crop of politicians we have in this part of the world is a reflection of the value system that exists amongst the people. That leaders are not white men. They are not foreigners. They are just a reflection of the quality of life that exists at the family level, at the grassroots level in Nigeria. What are your thoughts along this line?
Thank you, Nifemi. Politicians or politics, I will disagree because if we are only making comparison of what the electorates or the people, citizens of different countries in Africa get from their government, then they're right to say politics is a very dirty business. But when I look at other places in the world, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Switzerland, UK, Swiss, you know, and other places where governance is in place, providing, doing, their main focus is to provide life, better living for their people. How then can you come and say to me that is bad business? That cannot be bad business. But when you have in Africa where a president is only one person who believes that without him that country cannot hold, that he can be there for 30-something years, or where you believe that politicians in certain parts of this continent will do anything, it is a business of do or die to get into power. And when they get into power, as far as they are concerned, it's a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of the people, because naturally power is derived from the people. That is the rule. You understand me? Even for those who believe that they can use any method to get there, they will still have to refer that, even though they get themselves selected, but they will still say, I represent so and so constituency. Okay. So I don't think politics normally is a bad business, because it's a business of you go in there to serve. You understand me? You go in there to represent a constituency, a large number of people in your area, and to make sure that basic things are provided for them by negotiating among your other peers. It may be you're a House of Rep person or you're in the Senate, but your constituency should be your primary focus, should be where you'll be looking at, and you do not go into the business of buying or stocking in your house or in a warehouse bag of rice, kind of whatever, petrol, and different kind of things to entice people. That is criminal. That is not what business of a governor or politics is supposed to be.
But have we asked the question if these things truly entice the people? Beyond enticing them, does it really meet their needs at that particular time?
Of course not. The question is, I'm sure an average person wants to have minimum 3 times a day, depending on your health. Some people might say, if I eat once a day, that will carry me. So that might fall into you choose not to eat 3 times a day. But the natural progress is that people want to have their breakfast. When it comes to lunch, they want to have lunch. And then dinner, obviously, they want to. And then they do that either in the company of their family and so on and so on. So if someone is now being forced to now go for a bag of rice or some little, more or less nothing that will sustain, that will carry a family of 4, no more than even 1 week. You understand me? So where is the sense for this person that knows that the person that is giving me a bag of rice now is going to be there for the next 4 years, is giving me this bag of rice only once? But you see, sometimes you need to ask yourself, why is it possible? We still see that as we speak, that people will say, you know what, stomach infrastructure. The question is, are they real? Are these people normal? Because if you only get a bag of rice that can only sustain you and your family, for how long? And the guy who gets this bag of rice in about 1 million places will have the best of everything for himself and his cronies and his family, you understand me, for the next 4 years.
You see, for an hungry man whose major priority at this particular point in time is to get something in the stomach, you know, fend for his family, who also, his family members who are also very hungry, they might not understand the grammar that you're saying. But the question now, because just yesterday the French Minister of Foreign Affairs, Laurent Fabius, and his German counterpart, Frank Semen, were in Nigeria. And we're talking about how Nigeria can have a credible election come 2015. We're speaking actually with the INEC chairman and saying to him to ensure that Nigeria's honor is defended by presiding over credible elections in 2015. The question here is, how do we justify credibility of elections under the canopy of the politics of what is now called stomach infrastructure? On one hand, we have politicians who have the money to dole out. On the other side, we have many average Nigerians who need the money at that particular point in time. And to them, a vote might just be a financial transaction. Give me 10,000 naira that will feed my family for probably 2 or 3 days or 1 week. And then, I mean, what is in the fingerprint?
The 2 gentlemen you talk about, they are seasoned politicians in their different countries and in their different rights. They'll be shaking their head and say, wow, 52 years on, we still have to cripple, we still have to struggle to educate a country that has so much to offer the world. And I'm referring to Nigeria. That some people will literally go for a bag of rice and get his family suffer for the next 4 years. Those are the things, those are the questions that be going in the heads of these 2 people you mentioned. Because I live in Germany for many years. I studied there. And I can assure you, I can tell you that the issue of not having to conduct a free and fair election stopped maybe shortly after Hitler was getting off. You understand me? Things like that does not happen anymore. And if election is conducted today in Germany, by 6 o'clock in the evening, the winner will be declared. It's standard.
Just a moment. We have a caller now. Emmanuel, good morning. How are you today? I'm afraid we lost that. When you're calling and able to turn down the volume of your TV set, now let's keep the conversation live on telephone. There's a little delay between what is happening here in our studio with what comes up on your screen. It's a satellite digital station. So don't just listen to yourself when you call us. Turn off, mute your TV, your television set, and keep the conversation on telephone. Okay, we'll keep saying this all the time so that we can have a seamless and a successful conversation right here. Beyond all of that, you are mentioning countries that have systems, countries that many even would say that has older democracy than many countries in Africa. But we're counting down to 2015. How do you think that the electorate can be actively involved. Because beyond just telling people, because politicians have even taken it to another level now by telling their supporters that if they bring the money, collect it. It's your money that is stolen, but vote for your conscience. Because that really works.
And that is the part of the education we should be disseminating to our people. You understand me? And that is why there's also a need to have a pocket of groups or pressure groups at different levels to educate an average Nigerian man and say, you know what? You have been shortchanged many times. You have been deceived many times. Then look for a party that will come, will meet, will tell you what exactly is good for you, not only for 1 week, but for the next 4 years, and look for a party that will say, hold us accountable. We are going to be accountable to you. We'll make sure that we provide all the basic things that you will need, most especially education for your children.
But Otuba, does it not baffle you that it seems as if we don't even have any party that is issue-based? The two major parties, PDP, APC, the last story we heard yesterday was the banter between the governor of Rivers State and presidency. There is no political party that is talking issues here. Is either one is criticizing the other, or the other one is saying you are not doing well, you are being in charge of the most corrupt. I mean, are we in a hopeless situation in this country?
I'm not too sure about that because, I heard that one of the political parties has already a meeting now to adopt a number of agenda, a number of points that will be the canopy for their manifesto. And they want to make sure that everything they say about that, under each sub whatever, there'll be a list of things that they will carry out if they're elected. That is what manifesto is all about.
The APC is meeting in what they call a state congress. But this is the same manifesto that did not work in Ekiti State, where Fayemi lost in 16 local governments because of what they call the politics of stomach infrastructure. But the truth is, if there are basic infrastructures here and there, I mean, and the people are hungry, it means that possibly the manifestos is not...
it's not working.
Not working for the people.
But at the same time, it's also a case of these people now seeing themselves that they've collected something to vote if everything is not otherwise proven. Okay. That they now say, okay, we have voted for because of stomach infrastructure, because what it was before, the outgoing, the defeated government did not put bread and butter on our table. But the larger question is, the one that now comes in, how often is it going to be feeding them? Is it going to be a business of only just once or twice? Is it going to be a regular stomach infrastructure structure? You understand me? Is it going to be a continuous thing? Or is it only just to get votes? And now you voted for this particular reason, and now thereafter you cannot even come nearer to the to governance. And there is not probably going to be a good governance. And also, who are going to be the persons to suffer? Their children or themselves? So these are the things, and that is why these people need help. Majority of Nigerians do need help. And that's why people like you and medium like this should use the opportunity to create a forum to educate the electorate. You do not need to support any political party. But we can create a forum where we can generate 1 hour to make sure that we sensitize the people for them to know what they are going for. That, Alaji, taking a bag of rice will only last you, with your 4 children, will only last you 1 month.
Let's take this call from Courage. Good morning, Courage. Good morning, are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. Keep trying. We'd love to hear from you on Full Digest today. Just keep the efforts in and we'll reach you. Beyond all of this now, so we need now to ask the question of how actively involved the electorate needs to be. Some have also blamed the middle class, the so-called elite, who seems to be aware of all of this. But you go to the field on election day and they are nowhere to be found. And then you notice that most of the people who are actively involved in electoral processes are people actually from the grassroots, market women, you know, ordinary and average Nigerians. What role do you think this class has to play in bridging the gap between the electorate and politicians?
Those are the ones I refer to as a pocket of pressure groups. The groups that are there to educate, to sensitize the people at the grassroots level, to tell them that, you know what, voting for nothing that is not going to last you, is not going to help you. You must be ready to vote for people, I mean, for a party that their manifesto, if there's any, that they say to you exactly what they are going to do, and also look at the set of politicians.
Let's take this call just a minute. Olatunji, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest. Are you there? Olatunji, are you there? I'm afraid we lost that, so you keep trying, and we'll also keep working here to ensure that we can hear you clearly and have your contribution. Please go ahead.
So this group are now the most important groups in the country. Approaching the 2015 election, we need many of these groups at the grassroots level, because the majority of the people that are going to vote are this grassroots you are talking about. The middle class we're talking about, they are not all that plenty. There are very few of them. And I also want to remind our viewers that whether you are X this or X that, it's only a business of one vote. And gone are the days when a former anybody will start to tell you, you understand me, to dictate. You should not be dictated to. And this is a message to our viewers, to Nigerians, that they should be able, they are grown up enough to make up their mind, and they should ask questions. And that's I'm using this opportunity to say there should be groups to be standby, to be able to help people who do not understand. But one thing is common. Majority of our people know that they are hungry, that they've not got good governance.
Let's try this call out. Good morning, Alao. Are you there? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good to hear you. Please go ahead with the contribution.
Yeah. Is it what you are saying, this provision, does the government know about it?
Go ahead, Alao. We're with you.
Do we report that there is this government?
Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead with the contribution, Alao. We're with you. I'm afraid we lost that. Keep trying, and just like I said earlier, let's keep this conversation on the telephone. Do not get the feedback from your TV set. It's going to drag the conversation. Thank you for your cooperation. Well, October yesterday, we heard from the former president who talked about the danger of same religion ticket for different political parties, and you know, even as we count down to the general elections. How important do you think this is to the Nigerian people?
Well, let me respond as a Nigerian on my own and my understanding, or it may be because of my level of understanding how things are supposed to be done. And before I go and make a reaction to what the former president was talking about.
Let me hold you for a while. Let's take this call. Let's hope we can reach you. Good morning.
Hello?
Please go ahead with your contribution.
Hello?
Well, with you, go ahead with the contribution, please.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead with the contribution.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, they are beautiful. I want to congratulate you for this beautiful program. I've been following us since this morning. I watch you people talking, especially the guest on that program. It's a wonderful contributor, and you, the presenter, you're doing a great job there. This kind of a job, this is the kind of job we love listening to and watching on television programs like this. All the programs, the discussions shows that yes, if we have great kind of discussion like this on TV, this country will be a great one for everybody. For everybody. It's a wonderful program, and I'm here to tell you, please, to continue this kind of program. Thank you very much.
Good to hear from you, I think, John. It's really inspiring to hear that from a caller today. Good to have you join us again. Well, I hope we've not lost that thing.
No, not really. I mean, I want to start by saying I want to give Nigerians an analogy.
Okay.
And then I will now, people that can now make up their minds what I'm trying to say. If you have a broken vehicle, or a broken situation, or a bad situation, or your house is burning, I'm sure if you need people to come and help you to put off the fire or whatever, you will not be looking for whether the man with beard, whether the man is a Muslim, or whether the man is a Christian. You'll be looking all hands on deck to make sure that they quench the fire. This is a basic analogy. And if you take your vehicle to a mechanic workshop and the people to fix it, and the two people that fix the car, I'm sure one of the questions you will not ask is probably whether the car can be fixed or how much it's going to cost you. You will not ask whether they are from Boko or what one of them is a Christian or a Muslim. So let's just be realistic here. And this is part of the distractions these Nigerians face. We are not being honest here.
Just a minute. Let's take this caller. Rotimi, right? Good morning. Good morning, Rotimi. Rotimi, are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. Keep trying, folks. We'd love to hear from you this Tuesday. But we saw a Muslim ticket in 1993. And it was even adjudged to be one of the fairest, the freest, and most credible elections that Nigeria has ever had. What do you think is different now between 1993 and 2014 in Nigeria?
What is different is we refuse to depart from creating unnecessary sentiments. We refuse to depart from creating problems where there are none. Because to be honest with you, like I said, Nigerians will vote tomorrow for if the two candidates are from Imo State and they know that these two candidates will fix the problem of this country. Because what do you think an average Nigerian wants to see? They want to see a good government in place. They want to see that Nigeria can be matched to other countries all over the world. You tell me who among Nigerians that do not want to have a regular supply of power, who does not want to send his children to good schools? You tell me who does not want to have good transportation, who does not want to have good roads, who does not want to have 3 square miles, who does not want employment, who does not want Medicare.
It sounds good, but at
so
the same
with all
time,
these things in place, an average Nigerian really do not care. It is politicians that are just making problems.
Let's take this call from Mohammed. Good morning, Mohammed. Mohammed, go ahead with a contribution, please.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Hello.
Go ahead with a contribution.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. I'm afraid we lost that. We so apologize for the mix-up in the call lines. I believe that we're going to iron that out, and we'll be to network providers to also make things better. That's one of the issues, Otumba, that in this part of the world, you can make 3 minutes call and then you have 3 drop calls, but then you keep paying for it. I understand that in developed climes, if you make a call and the network is bad, you are going to get refunded. And it looks as if we're just living somewhere far away from what is supposed to be the norm. But beyond all of this...
Quickly on that one. It's also possible in this country that the energy provider will collect 750 from everybody for not even providing a 1 minute electricity. They don't need to provide electricity when there's a backing enabling act that made it possible for them that they can collect so much every month from everybody, whether you use the light or not. So that's what we are talking about. It's the same thing with the communication. Because we do not specify how things should work here. We allow people just to do whatever they like. And I think Nigerians are getting to a point that say, enough.
Just a minute, Otumba. Let's take this call from Mohammed. Good morning, Mohammed. Are you there now?
Hello?
Please go ahead with your contribution, Mohammed.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. We can hear you. Go ahead with the contribution.
Okay. I want to make a contribution. Am I with the broadcaster?
You're on to us. Please go ahead, please.
Okay. Hello, TV. Hello?
Mohammed, go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
Hello? Can you listen to me?
Exactly, we are.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Let me contribute to my view of the discussion you and this man is going.
There's something absolutely wrong with that. Mohammed, we could hear you clearly. We just needed you to make your contribution. So I think you get a cue. You want to call us and you just hear hello, come on. Just go ahead with the contribution so we can hear you clearly from here. We're rounding up there with this segment. Let me just quickly take you up on this, because this issue of same religion ticket, we can't just brush it aside and say Nigeria is right, given the situations and certain things that we've experienced recently. I'm sure you heard about the state government case in court in Lagos, where the state government banned the use of hijab in public schools. And then we had a group that came up and said no hijab, no elections in 2015, and said they are ready to vote for any candidate who is going to support their religious school of thought to have hijab being worn by their children in public schools. I mean, put that side by side with what the former president says. Don't you think that he possibly knows what he's talking about at this time?
I still want to disagree on the level that also, if I can quickly make an analogy again, we have seen it all over the world where twins are in politics, and one is a president and one was a prime minister, and they disagreed on issues. And we also see it's also available here in this country that the husband is a Christian and the wife is a Muslim, and they live side by side. And we have also seen here that both of them are the same religion and they create chaos, katakata in the house. So what are we talking about here? And like I said, I gave you an analogy that we have a situation when your car is broken down and you go to fix it, you do not want to know whether the man is from Alagbede or from Ikeja or from whatever. As far as you are concerned, you want to get the car fixed. And once the car is fixed, you pay your bill, you start the engine, you go. Nigerians want to see good people who wants to rule them. Good people that will provide basic things of life for them, that will make life easier for them. Okay. And it's only the politicians that we keep igniting. And I don't think it's very important here. To be honest with you, if tomorrow I may have to vote, I'm entitled to vote. If I see that the combination of the party I want to vote for will meet my needs, you understand me, will suit my needs, I'll vote for that party. I will not ask whether the first name is Salau or whether the last name is Jimo or anything. So as far as I'm concerned, I want, and I believe that Nigerians know exactly what they want. Nigeria has been so much changed. They've been denied. They've been deprived. They are the receiving end. They are the one that have nothing to show for being a Nigerian. They are the one. And by this time around, we should not be talking. And I think we should be saying to Nigerians, electorates, and say, you know what? Watch out. Look for the policy, or the manifesto of this political party. Put a white sheet of paper, 2 of them. On one, write political party A. On 2, write political party B. And write down what you have received so far from the former for all the politicians you've known. And if they are bringing them again to do whatever on the paper B, compare it together and vote for the one you think is better.
That's all right. So
we should not be creating or generating anything that will start unnecessary argument.
That's all right. Otuba Olabode is saying, veteran public affairs analyst, and he's always exciting to have you join us on Core Digest. Thank you very much for coming.
Nifemi, it's my pleasure, and I look forward to coming again.
You'll definitely come again. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take more of your calls, and we'll be joined with another analyst on set. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.
Glad to have it join us another edition of The Political Arena,
The most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
Give me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before it perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly, and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on Core TV News.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then News. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Nigerians are expected to seek out the best 2 words to describe the activity.
The Yoruba Unity Forum is conducting.
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west, and around Africa. We break the news. Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV Primetime
News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you join us again. It's Core Digest Tuesday, live from Lagos, exclusive to Core TV News. And we're discussing issues ahead, 2015 general elections, the much talked about election coming up February next year, as well as what should exist now between the electorate and politicians. I'm joined now by Charles A.K., a public affairs analyst. Thank you very much for finding time to join us today.
Good morning, Nifemi, and a very good morning to Nigerians.
Now, you heard about a particular Christian community in Lagos or southwestern part of Nigeria saying that Lagos State has been ruled by Muslims for so long, and possibly it's about time to have a Christian governor, so to speak. And, you know, juxtapose that with what President Obasanjo said yesterday, as regards not fielding same religion ticket in 2015 election. Do you think this really matter to the Nigerian electorate?
Well, let's look at it as an individual. For me, as a Christian, I don't care if it's a Muslim that is railing me, or a Christian, or an Hindu. And the same thing I want to speak for most Nigerians here. Most Nigerians don't really care if it's a Muslim or a Christian or a Muslim, you know, a combined Christian or Muslim ticket. No. But the issue is, as we speak, Nigeria has been polarized. Nigeria has been polarized across security divide, has been polarized across economic divide, has been polarized across so many considerations, so many interests. Even ethnic divide, right? So the country already is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. We should begin to re-strategize. First, let's retreat and re-strategize before we refire. There's a looming danger, a big danger ahead of us. If we don't address it now, the gospel truth is this: Nigerians are disappointed. I am one of them. Disappointed because there's a huge gulf between the electorates and our leaders. The political class have deliberately secured, you know, that gulf. I don't know how they did it, but it's there. The moment Mr. A from any party, I don't want to mention any particular political party, gets to office, you don't assess that man you have voted for anymore. But he becomes relevant to you before he gets to the office. He's always telling you that he takes a agbo with you, he takes a amala with you, he's at one joint or the other. The next thing is that same day he's been sworn into office, all his lines are no more functioning. You can't assess him anymore.
Some have said that's possibly for security purposes, you know, but a governor might not necessarily be accessed by her.
Oh,
do you think that's very relevant?
Oh, beautiful. For security purposes, who are you afraid of? Am I supposed to be afraid of you as my leader? I mean, as a leader, am I supposed to be afraid of you as my subject? If I'm doing what is right, am I supposed to be afraid of you? If I want to continue to identify with you, am I supposed to disconnect you from assessing me?
How do we build this bridge between leadership and followership in Nigeria?
Excellent.
Go ahead, please.
Excellent. The media has a part to has so much part to play. The media over the years have not been doing enough. They've not been doing enough to carry the electorate, that's the generality of Nigerians along in this fight. It's a big fight. They've not been doing enough. The NGOs have not been doing enough. So now, with the state of infrastructure that is not there, let me just use the word. I won't be comfortable to use the word inadequate, but it's not just there. If, for example, I want to, on my TV, I have desire to watch what is happening on TV, I have to resort to my generator to get connected. There's a problem. Just like the other analyst said, there are companies that are managing our power sector currently that still charge basic 750 for services not rendered, and that does not include the main charge for using PHCM services. It is not about PHCM here, but the issue is, how do we begin to bridge the gap between the electorates and the politicians? It's a huge problem. There is loss of confidence. There is no direction. There is no manifesto. This is less than 6 months to actually knowing who will be our leader, who is to pilot the affairs of this country. and we are still in the dark. No clear manifesto, no clear direction. An institution, whether private or individual or public, without a clear vision and mission statement, that organization is doomed.
But
as a state, that country is doomed.
Do you think we have a proper system in place in this part of the world where the electorate truly have a correct and complete opinion and knowledge as regards who they intend to vote for? Because earlier on this show, we talked about a public debate. You know, we analyzed the Barack Obama and the Hillary Clinton of this world, where it was a primary election, but they came on air to discuss issue-based topical problems and how they will come out to solve it. Do you think that the electorate is in the know of who and who they should vote for?
It's a beautiful and wonderful question. The Holy Book says, write your vision, make it clear, put it in front, let us see it. What is the vision of any of these political parties? What's the manifesto like? It's not enough for you to come and tell me that you create employment. I can tell you I can create 1 million employments. Tell me the process. Explain how you drive the economy, how you intend to finance your ideas. That is why I accuse the media of not doing enough.
Is it a problem of
Put
media?
these leaders at this spot.
We have conducted many public debates. I mean, all you see there are empty chairs for Party A. Just one of those little 100-party candidates eventually turn up. And there is no standing rule, no standing law that enforce any candidates to appear on television for debate. So what exactly do you expect the media to do?
Make it public. Make it public. Tell Nigerians. Listen, tell Nigerians that the leader of a particular party was invited for a media chat, for to come and analyze how he intends to achieve these goals.
That has been in the public knowledge for long, that most candidates of these major parties do not come out for debates. You recall what happened in Adamawa, where one of the candidates slumped in a particular debate that was supposed to be a governorship election, and that, totally ruined it. But over time, it has not been in the culture of leadership, especially political leadership, to articulate what they have and what their blueprints are for national development. What really do you think have done in that regard?
Listen, you want to become the #1 citizen of a country that is the giant of Africa, and you cannot come out and tell me how you intend to manage our resources?
Okay.
I don't care who is the leader. I don't want to know. Either you are in APC or PDP or anything. I don't want to know. Or ABGA or a Labour Party. I don't care. But you are supposed to manage our resources. You are supposed to create employment for over 100 Nigerians, over 170 million Nigerians. Where is meritocracy? Where is meritocracy? You are supposed to make sure the aviation sector is working. Look at countries like Ethiopia. They have a national carrier. Kenya Airways is there. Even Air Maroc. Egypt Air is there. Where is Nigerian Airways today? Where is Nigerian National Shipping Line today? The other day I was tracking a report on one of the I won't mention name, the key persons in the shipping, that's the maritime sector, and he was saying that the maritime sector contributes over 7 trillion to the GDP. Do you know what 7 trillion naira means? The impact to GDP. That the maritime sector alone can put in nothing less than 30% into the GDP, and we are not thinking.
Just a minute. Let's take this call from Chile. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest. Go ahead with the contribution, please, if you're there.
Make a little contribution.
Go ahead, please.
agree with the gentleman you are discussing with, who said that the problem we are having, he is blaming the press, the media. And I quite agree with him, because if our media has been living up to its responsibilities, if you invite somebody who wants to rule us, and then let us come out and tell us exactly what you want to, how you are going to rule Nigeria, and the person failed to honor the invitation. Onus lies on the media to publicize it. Tell the masses that this man refuses to attend for a public debate. And if you do that, the masses will know that this person is not interested. It's not enough telling us that you invited this contestant A, and he failed to attend, or he slumped, and then you just forget about it. These days, what the media is all interested in is being partisan. When it comes to one party A or one party, you will see them clamoring over one particular party. They are not living up to expectations. Let us have a debate. If there is a debate, we in our homes will be able to know who is really interested and who has a better manifesto for us. And not just to say the paperwork cannot work. And also, let me also inform you that the people at the Senate, they are the politicians themselves. They will never agree to legislate or give a law that will make it mandatory for all political aspects to debate. They will not, because they know that they don't have anything to offer. So it should be the media. The media should help the party. They should help us. Make it mandatory. If you are not interested to participate in any debate, then we are going to tell the masses that you don't even have a manifesto. You are not interested. And then let's start from there. As for Christian or Muslim, like the young man there said, whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, it has nothing to do with rulership. It has nothing to do with leadership. You are bad, you are bad. Christianity or Muslim does not make you to be a good leader. Or you can be a good Christian, but you cannot be a good Nigerian president. You can be a good Muslim, you cannot be a good Nigerian. So please, let us not fight. Let us bring them from Jonathan down to the last person that is opposing him. Come to the debate. Let us hear you and know how to solve Nigerian problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Good to hear from you. Now, let's move away quickly from there to talk about the issue of money politics. Presidential aspirants under the platform, on the platform of the All Progressives Congress by the name General Muhammadu Buhari, says that he would prefer a consensus arrangement because it is cost-effective, and then a primary election, for instance, might encourage money bags buying over delegates, people who are supposed to vote. How exactly do you think this will work out in 2015? What can be done to tackle the possibilities of electorate being bought over by politicians?
Well, it's two-dimensional. Your question is multifaceted. First, when you limit the chances to what is described popularly as a consensus candidacy, then you are technically disenfranchising many Nigerians from exercising their civic responsibility, limiting your choice. If I don't want you, I don't want you. If you are now saying that, okay, no, this is what the party says, is that what Nigerians are saying? It's not what Nigerians are saying. Let there be a fair playground. Let everybody participate. I was disappointed not too long ago when some party bigwig said it cost about 27.5 million to pick nomination forms and all that. How many Nigerians can afford that? We keep recycling the same set of old hands that have continued to plunge this nation into this mess. And are we comfortable that we are now a laughingstock among Committee of Nations? Let us tell ourselves some home truths. We are heading for nowhere ahead of 2015 election. We are heading nowhere.
How do you mean nowhere?
Good. Because of this same question you have asked. If there is a consensus, the plan is consensus, that is, everybody has agreed that this same person who was not able to move the economy from point A to point B. I'm not criticizing any government here. Technically, I'm a finance person. And I know when you are doing well, when the reserve is growing, when employment is there, when housing is there, I'm talking about infrastructure. When there is easy access to my leader, I need to talk to my leader. I can't access the leader. Somebody is telling me you can't see Mr. President. Somebody is telling me for one reason. What is the public discourse? What is the public platform for me to ask him questions? It's not there. So now, if there is the widening gulf, and you are cooking up, I'm sorry to use that word, cooking up figures for me to tell me that the economy has been rebased, you are the giants of Africa, you are #1 in Africa. Meanwhile, technically and obviously, clearly, transparently, distinctly, this is not reflecting. Walk on the street of Nigeria. Anywhere, you will see it. Whatever is causing problem is because of gross mismanagement. You are using a sledgehammer to kill an ant. A sledgehammer. What do I mean by that? You are wasting our resources that we have hard earned because of that's hard earned in terms of monocultural structure of the Nigerian economy. That nothing significant was done to diversify so that we can enjoy multiple streams of income. We have continued to mismanage the little that the oil and gas, that's the petroleum sector, is contributing to the GDP. Very soon, everywhere, all over the world, every street you will find oil. Then you will now be drinking your oil.
Well, wrapping up, let's just wrap up this way. Putting all of this together, the
Yes.
economic status of an average Nigerian, you know, considering the fact that the politicians have all the money to throw around come 2015, what active role do you think that average Nigerian who is interested in national development, who is watching this show right now, what step can such an individual take in 2015?
Beautiful. Let's first of all come back to the psyche. The individual, the Nigerian, the common man on the street, if we want to look at Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need, is more about, look, my basic need first. Don't tell me about esteem needs. No.
Okay.
Tell me about how to make me stay alive. What has made the economy, the mentality, the psyche of the average Nigerian to be reduced to nothing is because of poverty. Poverty. So they can't think right anymore. They can't do things right anymore. Everybody is compromising. What is the reason for consensus candidacy? Because they are afraid of being investigated. The fight against corruption is lip service, is not genuine. And we are suffering it. The world, the Western world, they are struggling to fraternize with us because there is no direction. So how do you begin to wriggle out of this thing, this menace? Is to ensure that INEC arrange a level playing ground. This issue of consensus candidacy and all that, no, INEC should deal with it.
Okay.
Now, Nigerians should begin to ask questions and read and show concern in knowing the process of achieving results. It's not about coming to tell me to make promises, empty promises. No, tell me the process. How do you intend managing an economy that, as we speak, has a GDP position of over $500 billion? Anybody can go there and mismanage these resources. We are not talking in terms of trillions. In Europe and America, just about 10 or 20 companies has pulled up their resources together. What we are calling as the giant of Africa. You should begin to have abundant mentality, not thinking, not celebrating yourself when you are yet to get to anywhere.
It's all right. Charles Eke is a public affairs analyst. I'm afraid I have to cut you there, but thank you very much for finding time to join us today on Cool Digest. Yeah. I can describe the show in 2 P's: passion and pain. And that's what we've seen our analysts describe on the show this Tuesday. And we hope that all of those will bring us into a more pleasurable and more peaceful state in our dear nation, Nigeria. Cold Digest continues tomorrow. There will be a repeat broadcast of this show in case you missed out at midnight today. And you can also watch it on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space and news. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. See you again tomorrow.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digi360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.